I will forever value those who change my perspective. There is nothing, in my opinion, that matters more than people that come into your life and offer you a fresh energy, a fresh perspective, a fresh state of mind that allows you to view things in a different light and see things for what they are, or see things from a different lens that you might not have always seen it from. And to me, one thing about understanding that maturation process within yourself is understanding that person or that message or that lesson isn't necessarily going to stay in your life forever. Some people are in your life for a certain amount of time to teach you that lesson, and you might try to hold on to that relationship or that person or that experience or place, not recognizing sometimes God just sent you that to alter the way you view things, to allow you on your journey to continue to improve, but to step, to walk, to view things in a different light that you have not before. So when God sends us somebody or a situation to allow you to change that for yourself, take it with full gratitude, but also be able to sit with yourself and view something for the value that it brings. Don't always try to attach yourself to things, because it's a very unhealthy process when, like, okay, for example, you meet somebody and you like them, you fuck with them, the time with them is good, you learn, or you're the person that they learn from and they experience things in a different light and start to change how they think about things because you brought a unique experience, a unique mind, a unique individual perspective on the way you view your life and how you step and how you operate out of your authenticity that allows them to be more authentically themselves. And that is nothing to undervalue. I've been reading, or I just finished The Courage to Be Disliked. And one thing that it talks about in that is how the impact or the change that you have, I wouldn't say change, the impact that you have on somebody is not your responsibility how it impacts or changes them. Your task is what you do and how you operate, and you have to act in full confidence for yourself and for other people and how they respond and react and how they take and comprehend the information or your experience with them. It's not your responsibility. But all you can do is be your authentic self and always value and always cherish the unique experiences, that God allows you to have to alter the way you view things. Now, one thing that I have learned too is you will repeat lessons and repeat trauma and repeat habits or situations until you learn from them. So you'll recognize sometimes God will put you through a situation. You're like, why does this keep happening? Why am I still in this situation? Why do I keep running into the same problems? Because you haven't learned. You haven't gotten the lesson that you need, so you're going to keep going through it. And one thing that I learned too is if you're running into these same situations, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. Because everything that happens to you is what? A reflection of you. Yes, it's bad things that happen in life. Yes, it's tribulations. Yes, it's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I've gone through more than my fair share of things that I would look at as traumatic or really bad situations, or things that altered me in a way that I necessarily didn't expect or know. But to be able to step outside of that and recognize the individualism within your situation, God is going to keep sending you the same things over and over if you don't learn from them. So, an example, I know people that attract the same type of people in relationships and they go through the same problems because they haven't improved, they haven't changed nothing. If your perspective stays the same every year, that's not a good thing. You should, at your core, your values, your character, yes, you should be the same person. You should have integrity, you know what I'm saying? Stand on morals, stand on principles. But as far as your perspective, that should be constantly improving, constantly changing, and allowing yourself to go through new experiences to do that for yourself. Do not be stuck on how you view things, because the time is going to go by regardless. You want these 5, 10, 15 years to go by, and you're still viewing the shit the same way, even before all these situations. So tying that back in, the maturation process of who you attract in relationships or in general. If you're attracting the same bullshit and you're going through the same problems, it's almost 100% because of you. You're attracting the same bullshit and you're going through the same things. Now, at the same time, not everything that you attract, you have to decide to keep or accept. Sometimes you will attract things that you don't necessarily want or are not good for you. And that's where your discernment comes in. Recognize what is for me, what is not for me. And that unique perspective will allow you to go through things in a different manner. But if you continue to view things the same way and act the same way, you cannot allow a new life. You cannot allow a different perspective, a different vision for yourself. So always cherish and value when people give you a different perspective, but also allow yourself to go through that maturation process to sit back and recognize, what does this mean for me, and how can I utilize this to go about my day-to-day life in a different fashion, in a different way.